Hello Outriders, welcome back to the channel. My name is Shadow. In today's video we're going to be going over my updated post Nerf techno build that I used to get gold clear times in expeditions, do free challenger tier 15 carries, and even solo Eye of the Storm in 6 minutes and 52 seconds. If you guys are struggling to get TT15, make sure you hit the subscribe button, like and share the video with your friends. Stop by my stream, hit the follow and type !carry. Also, if you're interested in a step-by-step guide on how to solo Eye of the Storm, I recommend watching my previous video. A lot of my viewers said that they actually got to solo Eye of the Storm after watching my video, so I believe it's very helpful, so make sure you check it out. Alright, so let's get into the build. We're going to start off with a class tree. I made some slight modifications to it now that I'm able to freeze with my guns. I'm not going to go over it in detail as I already mentioned most of the details in my previous videos. So I'm going to just go over it pretty quickly here. As we go through the build video, if you guys have any questions about anything I say in this video, go ahead and leave a comment below. Alright, so by default, we get automatic 15 long range weapon damage, 15 skill leech, and 15 weapon leech. We're going to start off by giving ourselves 8 weapon damage, 5 weapon leech, 10% armor piercing, which we don't really need. Critical damage 50%, exposed toxin, which makes it so that every time we shoot anything, we're going to apply toxic and vulnerability, as well as marked for execution. Nitrogen capsules, increase our weapon damage by 8%. Nitrogen capsules, another 8% weapon damage. We're also making our toxic debuff last longer. Assault master, because we're going to be using burst AR and an LMG. We're also going to increase our assault weapon damage by 12%, armor piercing by 10%. The glass cannon talent that increases our damage but also increases the damage we take. We're going to increase our long range weapon damage by 30%, increase our mag by 50%, and increase our damage by 15% to enemies that have toxic. Empowered antenna, it's going to increase our weapon damage every time we throw our turret out. And last, we're going to increase our damage to enemies afflicted with toxic by 10%. Next, we're going to be going over the skills that we use. We're going to be using blighted turret, blighted rounds, and cold snap. Blighted turret, every time we throw it out, it will take aggro. It'll also increase our weapon damage by 40% every 10 seconds, and the cooldown is 7 seconds. So we basically have permanent 40 weapon damage every time we throw it. It also increases our team's weapon damage by 40% every 10 seconds. Next is Blighted Round. This is what makes Technomancers the best class in the game. This skill, when you shoot anything that gets hit by it, it'll apply toxic, which also applies vulnerability. It's also an AoE, so anytime you shoot one target, it also shoots another target with the same damage. This is the most overpowered skill in the game. For our last skill, we're going to be using Cold Snap. Every time you press it, with the click of a button, you'll freeze anything that's around you. Pretty strong when you're ambushed by a bunch of enemies, or you want to focus down a specific enemy in between a lot of ads. Now that we went over the skills and the talent tree, we're going to be going over the mods that I have on my gear while speedrunning through Coliseum at CT15. For every single piece of gear, you're going to want bonus firepower, close range damage, and long range damage. For the mods on our helmet, we have Splash Boost. For blighted rounds, increases the splash effect radius of successful shots by 50%. We also have Bloodlust. Killing shots increase your firepower by 17.5k, and it stacks up to 3 times for 10 seconds. For the chest, we have Euthanizer. Deal 25% more damage against enemies afflicted with toxic. We also have Crit Stack. Critical shots build up a 5-second stacking effect that grants you 3500 anomaly power and 7.7k firepower. It also stacks up to 5 times.
Who the
For the
hell
pants,
are you?
we have Captain Hunter. It increases your damage against elites by 25%. We also have Freezing Boost. Boosts your damage against enemies afflicted with freeze by 15%.
What a bunch of clowns.
On the gloves, we have Sharp Eye. Killing enemies while aiming down sights grants you 16k firepower for 20 seconds, and it stacks up to 3 times. We also have Radical Therapy. Deal 50% more damage against enemies afflicted by toxic.
These creatures.
On our boots, we have Shatter. You deal 25% more damage against enemies afflicted by freeze. We also have Toxic Lead. This is what helps us never have to reload. Killing enemies afflicted by toxic will instantly replenish 40% of your ammo. So those are all the gear mods that I have. Next, we're going to be talking about the weapon talents. I'm going to be recommending 2 weapons for you, depending on your playstyle. On both weapons, you're going to want Killing Spree. Killing shots increase your damage by 25% for this weapon for 20 seconds, and it also stacks up to 3 times. For the second mod, we have Improved Freezing Bullets. Shots inflict freeze on enemies, and it has a 4-second cooldown. As you use this build, you're going to notice that freeze is pretty strong and helps stagger enemies in place when they're jumping to you. It also helps you do more damage. For example, in Eye of the Storm, anytime you land a freeze on a priority target, you're going to instantly die. We're going to go over what weapons to use right now. The first one I'm going to talk about is the Burst AR. This weapon has taken over the game. The gun you're going to want to look for is Assault Rifle Tactical variant. It's a Burst AR 3-round burst. You're going to want crit damage, long range damage, and close range damage. This gun does require you to have semi-decent aim. If you don't want to put in extra effort into aiming precisely, then I recommend the LMG. I believe the LMG is a lot safer in regards to keeping your ammo. You're also going to want crit damage, close range damage, and long range damage. For the variant, you're going to want suppressing. I also believe it's better for group, as you tend not to lose your ammo as often as you use your tactical AR. But yeah, I like both weapons myself. I try to use the Burst AR in solo and the LMG in groups. But that is it for me, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel for future Outriders content. I do plan on making more build videos for each class at Endgame and probably some speedrun videos. The goal is to solo Eye the Storm on each class. If you do have any questions about anything, ask them in the comments below or ask me live on Twitch. Links to all my socials will be linked in the description below. And again, I do free CT15 carries. So if you are struggling, hit me up. I look forward to seeing you guys over on Twitch. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.